Good evening, everybody. Sorry we're a few minutes late. I'm Novi. It takes a while to download the pictures. So, again, we got the great pleasure of having Fausto here with us tonight, and he's always got good, interesting, clean techniques. So I'm not going to take up any more time. Fausto, good to have you back here at the Candlestick Forum. Welcome.
Steve, you know what? It is great to be back, and I know we do these events once in a while, but I'd like to thank you for having me here again. It's just been great to be here. How's everybody doing, by the way? Let me get a little audio check by everyone. Can everybody hear me and see me okay? Just want to double check, see if everybody can see and hear it. All right, good. 5 of 5. All right, Dan, good to see you. Bob, good to see you. All right. So with that said, guys, first of all, I'd like to thank Candlestick Forum for having me here again. It's always been a pleasure to talk to the audience. And you know what? Steve knows and all us educators know that to be a very good trader, you got to learn a little bit from everybody. We all have good styles. We all trade exactly the same when it comes to psychology, when it comes to discipline, when it comes to, believing that we all need to be educated. And that's why we do these events. And I'm glad you guys are here today, spending the time, I don't know what time where you are in the world, 8 o'clock here in New York. So, it's great, beautiful thing about trading. I'm working right from my beautiful home. And, and that's what it's about. So let's get right into it. And let me see, there's a small little echo. Sounds good over here. Okay, just making sure. All right, so let me just change the slide here, and let me just do a quick little intro about CyberTrade University, so you know a little bit about who we are, what we do, and why we're here, and why you guys got to listen when we need to talk about. First of all, I started CyberTrade University back in 1996. I was a prop trader, which means I used to trade other people's money for about 5 years, and then I started teaching people. It's been over 25 years now, all around the world. Now, how I got into the trading business is that, just to let you know, I was just like, I was a market maker, worked for somebody, and before I was very successful, I was actually a pretty successful loser because I was a self-taught individual, and that doesn't really work that well. But I went out there, traded, lost. Finally, I raised this little white flag, and I said, I got to work for somebody. And went out there, and as soon as I did it, what I learned on the first day on the job, I should have never, ever made my first trade at all. Never should have made my first trade. Everything that I thought I knew by reading books, and by the way, we didn't have YouTube back then, I was doing everything. I was just watching TV. It was completely opposite. It was completely wrong. Did everything backwards. What I'm about to show you today, ladies and gentlemen, is the same thing that I experienced 25 years ago. And I don't want to go, and I can't teach you how to be a successful trader today in an hour, and nobody can, okay? But what I can do is just spark your interest. Because the way I make my money is the same reason way how you make your money, is trading together. That's what it's all about. It's working together like a team. Just like you're in, Steve Bigelow's trading room, just like being in my room, we trade almost exactly the same, other than he does a lot more swing trading where I do, and more technical where I do more day trading. And he talks more about about all his candlesticks. I talk more about my level 3, but we all know the importance, and that's why we're here. So let's get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a little fun and know a little bit about what is and why we're here. I have two families that I want to introduce to you. On the left is actually my everyday family. My wife, Debbie, Alex, Max, and Lucas. Gave me 3 beautiful little boys. And then there's my family on the right. Ken, Brent, John, Bill, Lita, Lance, John, Mike, all these are my traders that I trade with every day. Now, the reason why I have 2 different families is that during the day I have to trade, and I surround myself with great traders, which is hopefully you guys are going to realize you need to do the same. And then obviously we have our night family, which is what I'm doing right now. Now the reason why I trade is because I want to spend more time with my family. That's why we're here. We're here to learn how to take matters in our own hands. Because you know what? It's time to not to be it's time to be sick of dealing with other brokers, dealing with all my brokers. You could do this yourself. You don't need to do it with and have somebody else trade against you, like a stockbroker or an online broker. We want to spend more time with our families. Some of us are retired. We want to spend more time with our spouses. We want to spend more time with our grandkids. Maybe, we know Social Security's not paying enough. But we don't want to, we have this money and we want to be able to utilize it. So we need to go out there and trade and know how to do it well. So what I'm here to do is I'm going to educate you a little bit about more of the type of trader I am, which is actually technically a day trader. I do some swing trading. I do some options trading, but I'm going to teach you a little bit more about how day trading works. And believe me, it's not as bad as people think. But I do have a question for everybody. Could everyone just give me a chat back and just tell me a little bit about what kind of trader are you? Are you a swing trader? Are you an options trader? Are you a day trader? Forex, futures? Can everyone just give me a little chat back? I just want to get to know a little bit about everybody in the room. Options. An FX scalper. Wow, I never heard that before. That's a long time. Okay. Day trade, swing. Okay. Options. Swing. Okay. Long term. All right. Bob's got no audio. Bob probably forgot to turn the mic on. That's okay. Trying to be a day trader, mostly swing. Okay. So let me just tell you this. To be a good, to understand, if you want to be a really, really good swing trader, you have to really kind of learn what happens over the course of the day, because that kind of trickles down into a swing trade. So when it comes to day trading, if you knew how to day trade a little bit, not that you have to day trade, but by knowing how day trading works, you could be such a great swing trader. Listen, I'm not going to say I traded, but everyone's very familiar with what happened with Apple. Okay, Apple now became the first $1 trillion company. If you knew what was happening over the course of the day, you would have knew exactly why that stock got up to where it is, today and being, all-time highs. Or for some of you that saw Facebook getting crushed, I'm like, well, how would you predict it that I should have got out? Well, if you saw what happened in the past couple of days, breaking new lows, you would have known that. These are things that are going to help you understanding, all markets. That's why you have to learn a little bit about all the different markets. All right. So the reason why I actually day trade, because most market makers here on Wall Street do day trade, and also I like to sleep at night. I don't like to hold positions overnight. That's just how it is. Now I do swing trading, but I'm always a day trader first, because the day traders only like to make their days pay. That's what we do. We make our days pay, we make our money, and that's it. That's how we kind of work. But when you swing trade, it has to be done into design, and that's where that comes out. Now, like I told you, being a very successful trader, I had to learn the hard way, unfortunately, and I don't want you guys to do the same. And that's why Steve has me here, because we've all been there, we've made these mistakes, and I don't want that to happen to anyone here. Just fix my chair here. Okay? And that's what it's all about. Now, the number one mistake, 50% will fail in trading. Now there's a few hundred people in here right now. Half of you are going to fail right now because what I'm about to show you. And no matter what kind of trader you are, every educator is going to tell you the same. Opening up the wrong account, the wrong brokerage account. Now, you have to understand that brokerage firms are in the business to hope that you lose money, especially online. Only specifically online brokers, stock brokers, direct access brokers can't do that. The reason why that is because they're trading against you. They're going out there and they're going to give you some great deals, some cheap ticket charges, great platforms, this, and this. Now, I always ask them, why are you doing it for $4.95? How do you make money? And believe me, they're not making money on the interest in the bank, okay? what and they'll tell you, oh, we do this and that. You want to have a really fun conversation, and you want to know something really that's going to totally make you be on the phone for about 4 hours and get you frustrated. Call your brokerage firm tomorrow and ask them, how do you guys make money at $4.95? Okay. Now, if you're lucky, the guy won't hang up the phone on you because he doesn't know how to answer that question. But at the end of the day, they're never going to tell you the truth. The way they make money on your order is what I'm about to show you right now. They trade against you. They do things that are called payment for order flow. They sell your order. They do everything. They're anticipating that you're going to lose money on the trade. So they're going to hold the bet against you. They do dark pools, whatever it may be. Now, that's okay. Listen, they're in the business to make money just like you, right? I mean, nobody's here. I mean, do you guys work for $4.95 an hour? Okay. Would you go work for $4.95 a day? No, of course you wouldn't. So how do they make money? So listen, I have several brokerage accounts. They have a niche, but as of right now, that's the least of your problems. So when it comes to trading, guys, be very, very careful on what kind of brokerage account you have. You have some great presenters. Steve has me here. I'll tell you a little bit more about the brokerage firms. But depending on what kind of what kind of trading you do, there are good brokerage firms for those type of trading. And let me tell you, don't be fooled, but not every brokerage firm, and I don't care who they are because I'm brokerage firm neutral, not every brokerage firm can handle everything. Oh, but my brokerage firm does futures and options. Listen, they can't do everything. Trust me. Okay? You should have separate accounts. And not only if they could, but you should have a separate account because you don't want to mix and match. Okay? Keep them in certain separate houses. John has a question. Fausto, day trading. Could you clear every position by market close and hold the equities overnight? Well, John, when you do a trade and you close a position at the end of the day, I mean, I really don't understand your question. I mean, when your position clears at the end of the day when you day trade and the money's available the next morning. When you hold a position overnight, you have 2 clearing days before that cash is available. That's why that's why a lot of people like to day trade, because your buying power is available immediately. Okay. All right, so let's begin, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into the actual strategy behind trading. Now, did anybody here heard about a stock called AWX? Anybody hear about this stock? AWX. John, you did. Junior, you did. Okay. AB, you didn't. Well, I don't even know what AB is, but oh, anyone else? Gail, you did. Gary, you didn't. RJ, yep, you sure did. Traded it over the last few days, John. Okay, good, good. All right, so anyway, AWX, for some of you, you've probably never heard of the stock, don't know what it does, wonder what it does, or whatever it is. But this is day trading at its best. Now, day traders don't care about what the company does or whatever. All we care about is making money. That's it. Trading is, controlled by something called supply and demand, buying and selling. So you can see here's a couple of our traders, like Benito caught the stock, made about $9.30 on it. Tom did pretty well holding it overnight, whatever it is. But these are things that day traders work on. The question is, how do we find stocks like AWX? Okay. Well, the first thing I want to talk about is day traders are momentum traders. We just basically focus on making a day's pay. There are stocks like AWX every single day. And the first place we look at is called the big percentage gainers and losers. Now, I don't know what time you guys start, but I'm going to invite all of you to come join me tomorrow morning. We actually start trading at 8 o'clock Eastern time in the morning. We trade an hour and a half before the market opens up. Why? Because the rookie traders out there are putting orders in right now, and we're going to follow all the market makers and do that. But how do we know those stocks are moving? We have to work off something called the big percentage gainers and losers. which a lot of the platforms do offer, but you have to make sure where do you find them, how do they work, and everything else. But the big percentage gainers is one of the several most important tools on a direct access platform. So when you ask me, how did you find this stock? How did you find that stock? How did you know the stock was going up? Listen, I'm telling you, there's no secret. Just see where the volume is. And that's what's great about the platforms about today. And you believe how many people neglect that platform. Now, the next thing people always ask me is like, well, how did you know it was going up? How did it go up that high? Well, technically, it was more of a short squeeze. But the question is, how do you know it was going to go higher? How did you know where the support level is? How did you know it went from $2.80 to $37 in a matter of 5 days? I mean, have you guys ever have been in a stock that went up that high? And I'm only bringing up this one because this is the most recent, biggest percentage gainers, the day trader that we have. There were a lot of them. There was Sono. I don't know if you guys saw the IPO today, Sono. We traded that one. Ferrari got crushed yesterday. Good little bounce on that one. But this one is one of those stocks that are up literally about, 10,000%. People are like, really? Well, what creates a support level, guys? I have a question for everyone. What creates a support level? Everybody answer that question? What creates a support level? Well, Kevin, I wouldn't say massive buying, but we could say buying, and then there is such thing as massive buying, which we're going to talk about. But demand, buyers, okay? That's what makes a stock go up. So there you go. So if you answer that question, you're absolutely correct. Now, how do we find out where the buyers are? Well, there are 3 different levels of trading. There's level 1, level 2, and level 3. Now, just out of curiosity, anybody here using any of these levels? And if you got level 1, say level 1. If you're using level 1 and 2, say level 2. If you're using 1, 2, and 3, just say 3. Anyone here using it? 1 and 2, 1 and 2. If you don't know the answer, give me a fat, big question mark. Gail's using 3, okay. Bob is using 3. Charles is using 2, 2, 2. By the way, no one's going to rat you out. No one's going to make fun of you. No one's going to say, oh, listen, I am here to educate you. Just be honest. Paul, thank you very much. Paul's the first person that gave a question mark. That's one out of the several hundred that are here. Come on. Don't be embarrassed, guys. No one's going to make fun. No one's going to rat you out to your spouse that you're here and you're part of the secret webinar because I want her or him to know what I'm doing. Come on. Just be honest. Okay. All right, because I'm going to explain to you in detail. Level 1, hold on, let me get my crayons out here. Here's my pointer. Okay, so level 1 is basically going to tell you what the price of the stock is at. So, like, for example, Facebook down $41 is trading right now, at $173, $6. Okay, great. That's fabulous. I can find that out on my cell phone. I can find that on Google. I could probably see it on TV. But the question is, why is it trading at 176? And why is it not trading higher? Why is it not trading lower? And then the question is, who's buying it? So there was this new level that came out. And by the way, that's level 1 quotes. Now there is something called level 2 quotes, which is obsolete since the 90s, by the way. But it does give you a lot of data. It was good back in the 90s where now you're seeing it's going to show you who the buyers are, who the sellers are. But the thing is, it's only going to show you the best buyer and the best seller. It's not going to show you, it's not going to show you all the buyers and all the sellers, but it shows you who the buyer is, that buyer, his best price, what he wants to buy it for, and how many shares. Now, for some people, they look at this and like, it's a lot of numbers. Don't really know, they give it to me for free, this and that. By the way, that's all it's worth. It's for free. And by the way, the last thing you want to do, and by the way, every person that's ever been here, every webinar person, even Steve will tell you, the last thing you want is free stuff, because that's all it's worth, okay? You like going to free concerts? Great. You want to hang out with 5 million people in the concert, see Billy Joel? Great. I'll pay the $100 and be in a room with 2,000 people instead. It's all about, being a very successful trader. So my spouse is watching with me, cheering. All right, Paul, that is great. All right, Paul. That's the first time I heard that the wife was there. All right, good. All right, so anyway, let's talk about the level 3. Now, I helped develop level 3 20 years ago. And I don't want to go over the history about it, what it is, and how it works and all that stuff. But all I'm going to tell you, the difference is, level 3 is going to give you 20 times more data than level 2 will. Level 3 is going to show you every single order out there that is being posted to buy the stock at every single price. Let me ask you something. If I was able to tell you that you can monitor 70% of where the buyers and sellers are in a stock that you're in right now, what is that worth to you? Is that worth anything? Is it worth $5? Is it priceless? It's worthless? I'm just curious. If I was able to tell you where 70% of the buyers are, oh my God, I never seen a bunch of zeros like that, Junior. A lot? Okay. Anyone else? Remember, we are the crumbs. We're just the ants on the floor. We're just trying to make a day's pay. There are brokerage firms out there that are moving millions and millions of shares. Do you really think they care about you? Okay? Do you really think they really want to know what you're doing? They have an order from a mutual fund or a hedge fund. They have to buy big block orders. You think they're going to scare you to buy you think they care about your 100 shares? Your 3 or whatever, 1,000 shares? Okay? So they have orders to fill. And they're trading several hundreds of stocks. They have orders to post out there. So the level 3 is going to show you where all the orders out. Now, by the way, I just want you to know, this is not the Fausto indicator, okay? This is actually the hardcore data that is coming directly from the exchange, okay? Now, when I started, this data, I used to pay over $2,000 a month 20 years ago, okay? Now this data costs $15. Why would you not pay $15? I have no idea, other than people probably didn't know about it. So that's basically where that comes in. So level 3 is going to just, want you to understand, is going to show you all the data. So whenever you watch you watch CNBC, you see CNBC doing their, by the way, how do they have their recording studio on the New York Stock Exchange other than because there's nobody there? But the reason is that if you ever look behind them, you'll see all those monitors. You're looking at data. And this is the data we're talking about. Gail's question, is level 3 in TradeStation the buy and sells? Yes. And by the way, I just came back yesterday from TradeStation. I don't know if you know this, but they do a private event for active traders, and I actually did an event for them. I just got back yesterday for 3 days. So yes, they actually have one of the best platforms to actually show that. And it's one of actually the platforms we showcase in our webs in our trading room. It's called the Matrix. Okay. So, well, RJ, can they hard level 3? Listen, we're going to get to that, but let me just show you what we're talking about. Okay. So these are your buyers. Okay, and these are your sellers. Now, what I have it laid out is I have them aggregated. So basically, you're seeing every order aggregated at every price. Now, how do we utilize this information? Okay, I understand you all, know how to read charts, which is great, but the question you have to ask yourself, what makes a buyer a support and a resistance level on the chart? So let's look at this example right here. You see how the stock started and it went all the way down to a price of around $44.80, right? Stopped right there. And then the stock just shot right up and went to 46. How many times did you miss the opportunity to buy a stock knowing it was a support level, but you waited too long and all of a sudden it got there? Well, then did you ever thought about what actually made that support level? Well, if you look on the level 3, you'll notice you have 300 share buyers, 400 share buyers, and then when you get around 44.80, there's a 15,000 share buyer. And then past that, when you get around 44.75, you got 200 shares. I mean, all the way down to 44.51, 200. I mean, that is a pretty substantial buyer. Not only is it substantial, but do the math. How many of you guys go out there and buy 15,000 shares of a $45 stock? Because how much is that? What is that, $750,000? Yeah, that's a lot of money. So everyone's out there, showing, what they want to buy and sell. Everybody's got their limit orders. But there's a guy out there buying 15,000 shares. Well, maybe that would explain why the stock went up. So think about it. How do stocks go up? Supply and demand. When you look at support, what are you looking for? A demand. There was a 15,000 share demand at $44.80. How many of you out there see those 15,000 share orders out there? Not that many unless you have level 3. Let's move on. Look at another example. Here's a stock that went all the way up to a price of $2.50. Why did the stock at $2.50 and drop down back to $2? Because think about it. You buy the stock right at the gate. You own it at $1.50. You're up $1,000. You bought it. It's at $2.50. You're like, oh my God, I'm up $1,000. I only risk it $1,500. I'm up 50% on my money. And all of a sudden you wake back and like, oh my God, why didn't I sell it? Now we're down to $1.90. I just threw away an extra $600. Well, did you see that there was a 15,000 share seller out there at $2.50? So the thing is this: it's all about orders. Now, question, a couple of questions come across. CB has a question. What brokerage firms offer level 3? CB, listen, don't worry about it. That's the least of your problems right now. I'm gonna show you. First of all, I have to prove this to you. Listen, PowerPoints, anyone can make it look a beautiful PowerPoint, but I need to show you this in real time, and I'm going to invite you to come to my trading room to see it. And then we'll talk about who offers it and how to do it. Because you can't go out there and I can't give you this data without me showing you in real time, okay? So you only follow small cap stocks. First of all, Bill, do you know what a small cap stock is? I do not trade small cap stocks because is this stock Twitter? Because is Twitter a small cap stock? No, it's on every single stock. There's just one image that I caught today that was a pretty good trade of an iceberg order, which is what we call. Okay? So here's IQ. Here's another example. Okay? Is this stock going up or down? What do you guys think? What do you think the stock's doing, ladies and gentlemen, from what you can see on the chart? Hey, listen, don't think about it. Don't make it complicated. All right, how about this? What is the trend of the stock? Is it trending down or is it trending up? Does that make it a little bit easier? It's trending down. So if it's trending down, what is the stock doing? It's going down. Okay. So listen, it's not a trick question. It's common sense. Stock is going down. If you said it was going down, you're right. Okay? Now, this is the other question. When will the stock stop? When will it hit the support levels? Can you guys answer that question? What do we need to confirm that the stock is going to stop from going lower, stopping this from going down to zero. We need buyers, okay? We need money. We need people that are going out there, are going to support it, okay? Listen, don't make it, guys, Nancy, Jay, please don't make it complicated right now. Listen, all those are very good tools, okay? But let's keep it more on the KISS method. Keep it super simple first before we start implementing those in. What do we need for the stock to go up? We need buyers, okay? Well, what happens if you have a 130,000 share buyer at 31.75? What do you think is going to happen? You got 60 share buyers, 500, 400, 7,000, 103,000 share buyer. What do you think is going to happen? You are talking about a $3 million trade out there. Okay, so Happy Gil has a very, you know what? I was waiting for somebody to go out there and say that. Sometimes these are false orders. Okay, so Gil, let me ask you a question. Okay, why would you be in the business with a bunch of false data? Why would you think that's false data? Why would you think that? Why would you be in the business of dealing with a bunch of liars and thieves and crooks? Okay? Could you explain that to me? Because you know what? What you just brought up is a very good question. I get that all the time. And I always get people that always say that people always say, oh, these are fake orders. First of all, how do you know they're fake? You know what? I'm gonna do you a favor, Gil. This is what we're gonna do. You think that is a false data? I'm gonna make you a bet. And everybody here should vouch me for it. I will bet you right now, here's my email address, okay, FaustoP@ctucorp.com, okay? I am going to bet you $1,000. I will pay you $1,000, and this is being recorded, to your $10. With your money, we're going to find an order out there, and we're going to execute that guy with your money. And this is what's going to happen. If you don't get executed, I will pay you $1,000. If you're wrong and you do get executed, you owe me $10. You want to take that bet? You want to take that bet because if you're saying it's false data, $1,000 you could win right now, tomorrow morning. You want to take that bet? They can remove the order and price. And you know what, Gil? So can you. So can I. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay? Absolutely, Gil. But then you have to ask yourself a question. Who really trained you? Okay? By the way, that order could be aggregating. And secondly, why would a guy go out there less than 5 cents away to put an order out there to buy 100? Do you know that guy could technically get executed? If somebody executed, he can't say, oh, I changed my mind. I didn't want to complete the order. Okay? So, what do I hear? Crickets. I hear crickets. So, if you think that guy's going to cancel the order, Gil, I beg you, please come and trade with me tomorrow, and we're going to make that bet. Okay? We're going to make that bet. And if you think that guy's going to pull his order before you execute him, come back and we'll show it to you. But, now, listen, it's not rocket scientist, guys. Stocks go up due to supply and demand. Okay? Now, here's the stock IQ. And from 11:30 up until about, 2 o'clock, this stock had such a tough time breaking $11.75. It started at $33.40. Came all the way down. Every time it hit that price at $31.70, it went up. 31.70, it went up to 32.40. 31.80 went back up to 32.40. Why? I don't know. You think he's pulling his order? He's been sitting there the whole time. Okay, so did you need did you need somebody to kind of like point that out to you other than seeing the order out there? So that is basically what trading is all about. You have to just follow the money. That's it. Now, by the way, I'm not knocking, Gil for the fake orders, and because by the way, there's no such thing as fake orders about somebody pulling an order. But here is a clear example of a screenshot of what happened in the past several hours. You just change the slide here. All right. Now, what happens if you have now here we're going to have a little fun, right? Where's the resistance levels of a stock called Hoya? Now, Hoya, it's, whatever it is, irrelevant. But where's the resistance levels on Hoya? Let's see how you guys answer this question. $35, $35, $35. Wow, it's pretty coincidence. Everybody's saying 35. 17. Where'd you get 17 from? You had 17 up there. It's between 34.87 and 35.28. Well, if you said 35, congratulations, win a cigar, 29,000 share seller. I mean, listen, there's a seller right now advertising wants to sell 29,000 shares. So, what do you think is going to happen when the stock goes from 33 in less than 30 minutes goes to 35? What do you think is going to happen? You think the stock's going to go up or go down? Well, from the look of the chart, with the sellers sitting out there, what did the stock do? It went down. And not only did it go down, if you were so greedy and thought, well, maybe that's a fake order, maybe the guy's going to cancel, whatever, like, how one of you just mentioned. Now the stock's back down to 35.50. Don't overanalyze the buyers. Don't overanalyze the sellers, because you know what? That could be a really serious trader. If you're thinking that guy is out there and playing games, all right, no problem. You know what? At the end of the day, you better take him seriously, because you could technically execute that guy. All right? Now, PK says some sellers hide their orders. Okay. Once again, how do you know he's really hiding his orders, PK? First of all, who told you that? Where did you learn that? Who told you that somebody's actually hiding their orders? Did you? By the way, let me ask you, PK, because I don't even know who your name is. But let me ask you, who trained you that said that somebody hid their order out there? Because I'm not getting very defensive. Listen, don't get me wrong. I'm from New York. I apologize. We're very a little straightforward. But the thing is, when it comes to trading, I just don't understand why everybody will come out and say all these, those are fake orders, he's hiding orders, and that. Why would you want to be in this business? Why would you be in the trading business? Go back to go back to what you did. If it was, whatever, an engineer, or, go back to work, whatever you did. You can't play that game when it comes to trading. First of all, there's no brokerage firm that lets you hide orders. If you do find them, please tell me, because I'm going to open an account with them. Listen, no, that's false. Okay, TN, let me ask you this. There is something called no-show, which you will not see in level 2, but you will see it in level 3. Which, by the way, TD will not offer you level 3 quotes, but if you know that. Okay? So what's the sense of having that if it's not working? No, there is something. I know you're not joking. No, there is something called no-show, and that's what it is. So what's the difference between level 2 and level 3, RJ? About 20 times more data. Level 2 is only going to show you the best buyer and the best seller of their price. Level 3 is going to show you all his buys and all his sells. Level 2 is not going to show you that. That's the big difference. Okay? A couple other questions. Ray, after running and stock markets, trades. Okay, the dark markets. Are you talking about Stephanie, Ray? Is that you're talking about? Stephanie Cameron from the dark pools? She's actually was one of my employees. Okay? Let me tell you, Cybertrade University has been teaching 25 years. A lot of the schools that you're seeing that are coming out are actually some of our employees or some of our students, which we're very flattered. I mean, it's great, you know? I mean, but if you want to learn the original who started the whole thing, that's what we do. So yes, she was actually one of my employees for about 3 years. Okay? But if you want to find out who started, who taught how to do it, you're talking to them right now. Now, what we call these are called called iceberg orders. That's what we call them. A couple of questions. Hold on a second. John Fausto, I can be kind of order. What is my brokerage firm? These are level 3 Fausto? Can I put conditional orders with my broker firm? Yes, you can, John. You can, but it depends who your brokerage firm is. Okay, and that right now is the least of your problems. PK, listen. There are a lot of people around all over the world that are here today, and I can't really, there's several brokerage firms. This is what we're going to do, PK. At the end of this presentation, I'm going to invite all of you to come to my trading room. And in that trading room, every one of you will be able to talk to one of my education advisors. And they're going to find out where you're from. And they'll tell you which brokerage firm. It's not going to cost you anything. We're not here to charge you anything. Don't worry about it. But all I'm looking for is serious traders, and we'll tell you, depending on where you are, because due to regulation-wise of different country codes, then those are the ones you're going to use. Randy, on the matrix, this volume bar on the right side asks related to the buys and sells. Well, Randy, that right there alone is going to show you it's something personally I don't really use because there's only so much real estate on your screen that you really don't need. Which, by the way, Randy, I don't want to get more into the matrix right now. I actually just came back from TradeStation and I have a workshop, so I'll invite you to see my workshop on my dashboard because we use the matrix exclusively at Cybertrade University. So tomorrow I'll show it to you in real time. Okay. But let me get moving, ladies and gentlemen, because we're already at 45 minutes, and I'm only halfway with my slides, so I want to get moving really quick. Great questions, but we didn't even get started yet. So right now, I just want you to understand, level 3 is called what we called, I actually invented this word, 20 years ago. It's called the iceberg orders. They're big block orders. We're looking for big block orders when it comes to trading. Now, next thing I want to ask everyone is, anyone here a swing trader? Ray, so the dark pools hide even from level 3. Now, as people are answering this question, first of all, let me explain to you what dark pools are. Dark pools are trades that are being done within a brokerage firm and just crossing trades. If you go on Investopedia, you could see a great 60-second video on what a dark pool is. Personally, dark pools are really not your concern. What's really your concern is the high-frequency trades. The high-frequency trades are actually controlling 70% of the volume. Dark pools only being controlled by a specific brokerage firm. So, for example, if you trade with like Schwab and they give you their dark pool window, you're just seeing what's being traded within Schwab. But Schwab doesn't control every stock in the world. So that's the problem with dark pools. You're not seeing all the orders. You want to see the bigger picture, which is the high-frequency trade part of it. Okay? Now, regarding about swing trades, we've got a lot of great swing traders out there. Well, let me tell you about, let's get back to the AWX trade. How do we know AWX was going higher? Well, if you were a good day trader, you would have seen that AWX here was a 147,000 share buyer at $3.20. Look at here on the matrix. You got a 400 share seller, a 300, 200. Look, 5,000, 2,000, 3,000, 1,000, 1,300, 1,400, 10,000. Where do you see the demand? On the buy side or on the sell side, guys? Where do you see it? The left is the buyers, the right are the sellers. Where are we seeing? What are we seeing here? Listen, I know it's a dumb question and I want a dumb answer. Obviously, now on the buy side, and we're at $3.30. Okay? Let's look at the next day. By the way, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th of July. We were looking at right here. Where do you see a lot of buyers? On the buy side or on the sell side? Right here. Where are you seeing it? Please answer the next dumb question. 5,000, 2,000, 3,000, 13, 14. Look at that. Look right here. All these buyers were out there. We're at $7.94. This is the same level 3 that we saw earlier. Look at the trend. It's going up. Look what happened when we got to the 30th. The stock was at $35 a share. We went from $3 from the 27th to $35 by the 30th. Okay? What's today's date? Today's the 2nd. Okay? So the reason why I'm showing you, this is like, I'm not going to blow smoke. We do this once a week. So this is like our big winner that we had last week. Forget about going back and talking about some other winners. I could talk about Elephant. I could talk about Dryers. I could talk about, and we had stocks that went from like 5 to 100 in a week. But the point that I'm getting to is that if you're a good swing trader, if you like swing trading, if you saw what was happening in the day, you would have known to held it as a swing trade. And that's where I started from the beginning to where we are here at the end. AK says there's no dumb questions. You're right, there is no dumb question, especially when you got money on the line. And I'm glad you actually, you know what? I was waiting for someone to bring that up. Okay, there is no such thing of a dumb question when you have money on the line. But you know what? A lot of people, the reason why I say that is a lot of people are very scared to ask the question because they think it's a dumb question, and it's not. Okay? It's not. You know what? My son wanted to go in my car yesterday. He's 14 years old. And he says, Dad, can I ask you a dumb question? I'm turning the key and it's not starting. You know? I was like, I don't understand. I can't figure it out. Can everyone let me ask a dumb question. How do you get the car to start? What do you need to do? Can anybody answer that question? It's not just turning the key. There's another step that you have to make. You gotta put your foot on the brake. Exactly. And he's like, oh, that's all? That was pretty easy. Because I was scared to ask you. It was embarrassing. I thought you just turned the key. So the same dumb question is the same dumb question we'll talk about trading. Listen, you work so hard to finally take your matters in your own hands and starting to trade that you need to learn from professionals. You see, I know Steve for, it's got to be maybe 15 years now, probably 20. I don't know. I haven't been counting. And the reason why Steve Bigelow has me here is because he knows that there are different types of traders here, and he knows, and he wouldn't have me here if he thought that whatever I was telling you was obviously wasting your time or whatever it is. I've been doing this for a long, long time, and and let me tell you, I deal with some of the biggest brokerage firms in the world. Now, is day trading for everyone? Is swing trading for everyone? No, it's not. Is options for everyone? No, it's not. But it's good to know a little bit about how they work because it might be for you. And you should understand how they work. But when it comes to trading, you just have to learn how to play the game because that's all it is. You find trades that move like AWX like that every week, every week, every week. Well, all right, don't hold me against it because I don't want to be charged for it. Maybe every other week. Okay, every other week. It peaked at 19 and back to 350, correct? Paul, where it is today is irrelevant. You know, I could tell you it was a short squeeze, you know, whatever, you know, there's a bunch of reasons why, but the point is that there are stocks like that out there every day. Sonos. I'll give you, did you guys see Sonos? That was a good, SONO. Let me put that in there. Did you guys see Sonos today? That's the speakers. They just went public today. It was an IPO, an initial public offering. Did you guys trade it? Did you know why it kept going up? Did you know why it peaked out? You know why it ran at the end of the day? These are things that we do at Cybertrade University. Okay? So let me just tell you this, because I'm kind of running out of time right now, and I want to get through here. Once again, I got about 20 slides to go. But so I'm going to start clicking through them pretty quickly. But everybody here, if you really want to know more about level 3, at the end of this presentation, I'm going to give you a link, and you'll be able to watch a couple of videos that have been recorded to see it live. You see, the problem with a still shot, it's great to see a PowerPoint, but everybody can make the most beautiful PowerPoint, but when you start seeing it moving real in the market, it kind of gets a little more complicated. But I'm glad you guys are following along. So where does this all these orders go? Now, let's talk about time and sales. Now, this is where some of you guys are asking this question. How do you know these are real orders? How do you know the guy canceled it or whatever? Well, did you see the orders got executed in time and sales? Because the time and sales window is what is going to confirm the trade. So, and not only that, but what's great about time and sales that if you color coordinate it, you could get a little bit more of a direction where it's going. For example, if you're getting a lot of transactions that are going off on the offer, they're going to come up in green in time and sales. What does that mean? Stock's going to go up. You see a lot of reds, that means stock's going to go down. TAL down 17% overnight. Went from 41 down to 35. How do we know it's going down? Well, we don't because the stock just bounced. How do we know it's going to bounce? Did you see the buyers out there in time and sales that bid it up? You ever heard of bottom fishing? That's what trading is about. Love the time and sales. ESP with the filter shows only the larger. Well, yes, you could actually filter with the time and sales, which is great. So you have to see all these like penny orders, dollar orders, 100 share orders, whatever it is, 10 shares, whatever it is. But because some stocks you'll see that thing will move pretty quickly. But did you know that the chart gets its data from the time and sales? You can just watch the time and sales and just be one step of the game. Think about it. If you use we're looking at a 1 minute chart. By the time all these trades get executed, this chart's only 1 minute delayed. How many guys do 1 minute charts? Oh, I only use 5 minute charts. Great, you're 5 minutes behind. You ever thought of that? So time and sales are actually going to put you one step ahead of the game. So here's an example of a shorting U.S. steel. Here's the trade. The stock trends down. How do we know it's going down? Time and sales. Trades keep pushing it. So everyone, with that video that I told you about that if you join Cybertrade University, not only are we going to give you a workshop on level 3, but I'm also going to give you some real-time workshops on time and sales. Lee, do you still use stops? Stops are really good for beginner traders. The problem with that is that you never know. The stock could actually obviously break out, and you might not want to stop out there. It's good for swing trading. If you're not going to be there to monitor your trades, but I very rarely use stops. If a 20,000 share order for $35, how can we keep moving above that price? Would $35 be a limit order? Well, TN, a limit order is a limit order. You put an order out there, that being advertised, that is a limit order. Okay? Now, how do you know how to read charts? Well, listen, the thing about charts is charts are great. You know, they work very good for swing trading, but sometimes, you know, you might have to take a step back just to understand how a chart works by seeing the bar chart and knowing what happens, and then you'll know why people are using certain indicators for certain things. So, you know, sometimes you don't have to you got to be very careful with indicators, you know. I know, you know, Steve is very big with indicators, and he does a great job with it, but, you know, there are some of you out there that might use Steve's and then use Mr. Fibonacci's and then use Mr. Bollinger Bands and Mr. 200 Moving Average and Mr. RSI and then Mr. I can't even think of it. There's like hundreds of them out there. You got to be really careful because these indicators, the more you implement, the less trades you're going to do. So try to learn how to keep things a little bit more simple and focus on working on not getting too crazy on your indicators. Because I've seen people that will have 30 indicators up there, and Steve will tell you, he's like, you know, I'm big on indicators, but for crying out loud, I can't even see all that stuff. It looks like a big thing of a big pot of spaghetti in a pot, you know? So learn how to be very, very careful with your indicators, okay, guys? Listen, I kind of say indicators are like restaurants and cookbooks. You know, every chef has a cookbook, and they're all going to say why their recipe's the best, why their brokerage firm, why their restaurant's the best. But the thing is, there's a couple of, you should try them all, but you can't go to all of them. Find the one that you like, works for you, and stick with it. Okay? Now, with that said, guys, if anybody has a brokerage firm account, and you want my layouts, because I have layouts for like Thinkorswim, TradeStation, Options Express, whatever it is, wherever you have, Schwab, just send me an email. Just take my email right now, faustop@ctucorp.com, and I'll be happy to send you a copy of my layout. Okay, has everybody got that email? Faustop. So, you know what? Instead of starting to figure it out and calling the broker and help you, I'll just take my email. I'll be happy to give it to you. It'll make your life 1,000 times easier. All right. So let's get right into the excitement of why we're here today. The potential of income you can make. You know, you really don't need a lot of money to trade and make a lot of money. Think about it. If you bought 1,000 shares of a stock, if it moves 50 cents, it's $500 a day. 20 trading days, you're talking a six-figure salary. How many traders here are on Social Security or retired or just got laid off, you know, or work 6 hours, 6 days a week to make that six-figure salary? 50 cents or 2 trades at 25 cents. You don't need a lot of money to do it. And that's where we had that misconception. People think you need to make dollars. You don't. You really don't. Day traders focus on just making their day's pay, and that's it. Roy, you're retired? Great. Congratulations. And Roy, you probably have a nice little pension, whatever it is. You don't want to live on that pension, right? Now you finally have that money available to you after all these years. What do you want to do? Spend it? No, now it's like you just got this great loan. You want to make money on it. All right. Always seems that moving 50 cents against me. Well, Lisa, listen, you always got to ask yourself, and this is where we're going with this, Lisa. Who was really your mentor? Who really trained you? And not only that, not that they were a bad trainer, but maybe it wasn't that type of a market that you want to trade. You know, it's not for everybody trading. And you know what? That's okay. Okay, it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. All right? But you don't want to go out there and, save all this money, I don't know, $50,000, $100,000, and all of a sudden you blow it up like that. For what reason? Ignorance? You all need to learn a little bit from everyone. TM says he wants to retire early. Listen, I totally agree, and everybody wants to retire early. By the way, I'm just going to delete your email. Please don't put anyone's email. We don't want everyone to see everyone's email. You got my email out there, and let me just put the announcement there. Fausto @ctucorp.com. All right, there we go. There you go. There's my email, okay? So you guys email if you want to copy the layout. Rick, same thing. Please don't post your email. Let me just block that out. We don't want to make your emails public for everyone to see. All right? All right. So, listen, every single one of you need a mentor. And you're not going to need one. You might need several mentors. Okay? And let me tell you, don't think you're going to learn to watch this on YouTube and just follow and read somebody's book. You got to be part of their team. And you have to see if it's for you. And it's going to take a little time to learn it. Because let me tell you something. Trading is the greatest job in the world. Okay? And every one of us, and Steve could tell you that. You could spend more time with your family. You could buy things. You could do things more with your friends. You could enjoy life. Why not go out there and get the greatest job in the world? This job pays a lot of money. But you're not going to learn for free, okay? You're not going to go out there and just be here for an hour and says, oh, I just saw Fausto do something on level 3. Let me call my brokerage firm and connect it and try it out. Listen, I don't want anybody to try anything I'm doing. I told you this from the beginning. I am here today for the hour not to teach you how to be successful as a trader. I could only spark the interest or make you decide that trading is not for you. So this is what we need to do. This is what I'm asking everyone to do. I want you to come and join the original trading room. I started the original trading room 25 years ago. And I want you to come and watch my students that I train. Don't watch me, okay? Listen, like she told you, I'm a 12-time world champion. I'm a book. Doesn't make you money, okay? I'm not here to brag that I'm the greatest trader in the world, okay? That doesn't make you money, okay? I don't need to have an ego. What makes you money is to see if Fausto's a good trainer. So what I'm asking everybody to do is come in my trading room, just like you're doing with Steve, and like I said, just see what you like. But what I want you to see is don't judge us on the winners. Judge us on the losers. You see, being a very successful trader is knowing how to control losses and knowing how to get out of position. That's how you are very successful. The winners take care of themselves. It's the losers that you have to learn how to control. So I want you to come and join our trading room and see what it's like. And see why CyberTrade University has been featured in some of the biggest brokerage firms like TD Ameritrade, Charles Schwab, Tastytrade, TradeStation, the Brewer Group, who's teaching all the NFL players. I teach all these NFL players how to trade the markets. They're sick and tired, too, of giving their money to, brokerage firms just like you. Wiley, who wrote a book on me. So what I'm asking for is this. $7. Now, listen, people probably fall off their chairs. $7. What the hell is $7? What am I getting for $7? This is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for serious traders. And for $7, what that tells me is that you're a serious trader. For $7, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get 1 week in my trading room. You're going to get 3 daily market meetings. You're going to get your a morning and afternoon watch list, your own personal education advisor, live Q&A answers, all the tape reading courses I just spoke about, and as a bonus, for the first 20 people that register right now, I will personally give you a free coaching class. Now, people are like, wait a minute, what's the catch? $7? I talked to Fausto, 12-time world champion. I'll tell you what. If you want to learn how to trade, I'm going to make a fortune off you because I'm going to be able to teach you how to trade, and then you're going to go out there and you're going to know how to read the market, and we're going to make a lot of money together. Okay? So the thing is this, but for me to do that, I'm very, very selective. So right now, this is an interview of interviewing me if you want to learn what day trading is all about. And then I'm going to interview you and let you know if trading is for you to move forward. So, and then at the end of the 7 days, guys, if you don't like it, I'll give you money back. Listen, I'll give you $7. Okay? That just tells me that you're not a competitor, you're not a heckler, and because I'm looking for serious people in the room. All right? I like being the Bigelow King. Can we beat the joke? Can you name alone worth it? No. Well, listen. Becky just posted the link right there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to post the link. There you go. So just click on that link, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll get ready. You get registered. All right. So in the meantime, wow, you guys are pretty fast. Terry Neal from Minnesota. Just got your registration. He was the first person that registered. All right. Congratulations. Thank you very much. All right. Now, what I like to do is answer. Anyone has any questions? I got about 5 minutes. Hope I can talk for 5 minutes. Steve, anyone has any questions regarding about trading, day trading, anything, just let me know. All right. All right. A couple of people just registering right now. John from California, welcome aboard. He's number 2. Jill from New York, welcome aboard. Stanley from Canada, Ontario, welcome aboard. All right. A couple of questions coming across. John has a question. What is the minimum bankroll you need to start? 10,000, 100,000. Okay, so John, that's an excellent question. That is the misconception that people get into trading. You don't need a lot of money to do this. There are 25,000 stocks that trade. I'm going to teach you how to trade the 10 most volatile, most least risky ones in the market. And I'll show it to you when you come to the trading room. And what you're going to notice is that you don't need a lot of money to do this. And I'll tell you why. This is what my mentors taught me, and I made the same mistake. Why would you go out there and trade a stock like Facebook at $175? Okay? And don't tell me, well, we don't, we just trade the option. Yeah, well, great. That's another failure rate. When you could trade a stock like AWX that went from like that $3 or $5 or $10 or $20. So, brokerage firms are going to put their least experienced traders on stocks. Listen, all you care about is to make money. That's it. You don't need a lot of money to do this. And I personally don't like to trade anything over $30. It's not that I can't afford it. It's just you don't have to. If a $5 stock moves 50 cents on 1,000 shares, and a $100 stock moves 50 cents, the difference is it's the same $500. One you risk 5,000, the other one you risk 100,000. So you don't need a lot of money to do it. Okay. All right, just a couple of questions. Okay, a couple of people just registering. Vince Wickens from North Carolina, welcome aboard. Look forward to talking to you. David D. from Palm Beach, Florida. Carl Bass from Virginia. Got your registration. I'm sorry, I'm going to mangle this one. I'm just going to call you Yogi Bear. Yogish from Illinois. I hope I didn't mangle that one. And you can mangle my name. People mangle Fausto all the time. Martin G. from Vancouver. There you go, from BC. Excellent. Who else we got? Paul K. from Pennsylvania. There we go. Actually, I'm going to Pennsylvania next week. My son's actually going to, it's kind of hard on my wife right now, but my son's actually going to Scranton College, my first son, so we're really excited about that. Yeah, so anyway, so CD, when you register, if you don't want to continue the trial 87, don't worry about it, and even if you get billed, I'll give you money back. Okay? Don't worry about it. So, yes, it's an $87, and if you don't want to continue, even if we charge you, I'll give you money back. I don't need it. Trust me, if you don't want to be there, I don't want you to be there also. I'm not here to take advantage of anyone. Okay? So yes, Gail, so what I recommend you to do is this. Tomorrow, if you register today, you're going to be followed up with one of the education advisors tomorrow, and it's very important that you do an orientation with them, and they're going to tell you what you're going to get and what you need to watch, so you know exactly what's going on in the room. And I recommend you to start on Monday, so it's a fresh week, so you got about 3-4 days, and then if it's for you, we'll set up an appointment to talk on Thursday or Friday, okay? And then from there, and we might not make an appointment. You might say, you know what, it's not for me. I finally realized that, you know, day trading's not for me. But at least you made that investment. Listen, you only need a day there. But you do orientation. You'll get your videos to watch over the weekend. Understand how to speak the day trading language. And then you'll start, from there. Okay? Yes, you could cancel CD right before. Don't worry about it. And I'm not going to make you run over hoops like other people will do. You send me an email, trust me. Listen, I'm going to teach you a little secret, and please don't tell anybody this. If you dispute the charge, it's going to cost me $30. Okay? So why would I not want to cancel? What do I need your $7 for? You know what I'm saying? So if you dispute a charge with anybody, it actually hurts a merchant like me. So please don't dispute the charge. Just email me. And I'll give you money back. I don't need it, okay? And trust me, I know you're not going to cancel because when you see what goes on, you're probably going to want to stick around with it, all right? So don't tell me. When you're going to be at Scranton? PK, I'm actually going to be there. My son actually checks in on the 25th of August, Saturday. All right? Can we register tomorrow? It won't be available tomorrow to speak to him. Well, Nancy, listen, you're going to get an email of your education advisor, and you don't have to talk to him tomorrow if you're not going to be around. You can start on Monday. You can talk whenever you talk to him. Listen, you don't have to start on Monday. You can start the following week if you want to. I know we're going to the summertime, and a lot of you guys are going away, but I only come on Candlestick Forum once a year, so the next time you'll see me, you know, could be sooner or whatever it is, but just move it to whenever you're ready. Just a couple of shout-outs to let you guys know that I got a couple of people. Ken Dang from Oregon, Portland, Oregon. I got your registration. Thank you. Paul D. from Greenville, South Carolina. Got your registration. Junior from, I guess that's you, AJ. Is that you? I guess that's you, right? Just got your registration. And Gail Nathan from Fort Myers, Florida. Got your registration. All right. What is the fee after 7 days? Chip, if you continue, it's $87 a month. If you don't want to continue, just cancel it. Don't worry about it. You send us an email, you can cancel it. Listen, when's the last time you ever been in a stock that went from $3 to $37? Okay? Whoever brought you a stock like that. That's number one. Number two, whoever the last time someone ever showed you why it went up. When's the last time you were in a room with hundreds of traders that are doing exactly what you're doing, that you could feed off and learn off? Okay? When's the last time you were in a company that's been in business for 25 years? When's the last time you had an opportunity to talk to the owner of the company? What do you have to lose? It's $7. That's it. The $7 just shows to me that you're a real person. That's all it is. Chip says never. So Chip, I didn't see you register. Did you register yet, Chip? Because I didn't see you. Okay? All right, listen, guys. I'm going to have to go because my wife is yelling at me, and it's 9:15, and I got dinner on the table. But Charles Filippo, I got your registration from California. All right. So anyway, I just want to thank Steve for having me here today. Steve has me here, and we're very, very good friends. We're doing this for a long time. I introduced Steve to so many of my traders, and you know, listen, let me just tell you guys, Steve and I, and everyone that you ever see here, we are here because we hate seeing people lose money. We are here because we want you to learn how to play the game the right way. It is so much cheaper to learn from professionals than being self-taught. We don't want you to lose money in trading. And remember, you might not like the way I look. You might not like the way I speak. You know, And you know what? That's okay. But you might respect me the way I trade. You know, same thing for Steve. Go out there and learn from multiple traders. And you might not just need to learn from one. You might need to learn from multiple ones. And that's okay. Okay? And you might not like them. And that is also okay. But please do not try to be a self-taught individual. It is a 80% failure rate. You want to go out there, you want to learn the hard way, God bless you. We'll still be here, and hopefully you didn't lose too much. But go out there, you got nothing to lose. Go out there and learn from professional traders. So anyway, I like what you see for the money is there an account? AK, once again, I'll see you all in the trading room. And like I said, you got my email, you got a registration. But most importantly, I'd like to thank Steve. I'd like the staff, Becky, Jim, having me here. It's been a great audience. Look forward to seeing everyone in the trading room. But if you have any questions, you got my email, you got the registration, and, you know, I don't know what to say other than enjoy the rest of your summer and just get ready, guys. It's going to be an exciting September, October, November. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Honey, I'll be there in a minute, please. All right, guys. Thank you, everybody. Congratulations and happy trading.